Today, beautiful people, first of all, hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Melanie and I'm super jazzed to be here, as always. So jazzed that I almost didn't say hello and just started talking. Today we're going to be talking about the importance and the power of ritual and ceremony. Self-Love September is full of practices and contemplations and intentional work that can be integrated and made part of our everyday lives. And that is, at least for myself, some of the most powerful work that I do because it's so subtle, because it's integrated into my everyday activities. It makes my life magical. This is something I talk a lot about on the channel, making mundane moments magic, or finding the magic in the mundane, which is something that is so near and dear to my heart and to my well-being, which is why it's been a big part of Self-Love September for me and what I've been sharing with you. But today we're going to be talking about those squirreled away moments that we pack full of intentional power through ritual and ceremony. It's just immaculate. It's so immaculate. Having a true, good connection to the divine and honoring that through ritual and ceremony. Now, of course, we can get into terms and descriptions. I don't know what you consider the divine. I don't know if you work with God, devils, demons, nature, spirits, or if you're just someone who's here to connect deeper into their heart space and with themselves, their higher selves, their soul, whatever it may be. Truly, for myself, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me what you call what. I love ritual and ceremony because it is such a human need. It is something humans have intentionally put into their lives throughout hundreds and thousands of years. Ritual and ceremony is part of what makes us human. From tribal rites of passage, to going to church on Sundays, to observing certain holidays, to the pagan Sabbaths, to the celebrations of Christmas, Easter, birthdays, for frick's sakes, man. They're everywhere. Celebrations, mourning our dead, you name it, and we have a ritual, a ceremony, or a tradition around it. And if that isn't testament enough to the importance and to the power that a ritual or a ceremony can hold, I don't know what is. So, for our last prompt video of Self-Love September, I want to give you 10 ideas, 10 little sparks of creative juice that you can take in any direction you want to build some sort of self-love ritual or ceremony. Different people consider different things a ritual or a ceremony, and to be fair, there is a difference between ritual and ceremony. But for me, and I think the importance of this video and what I'm trying to convey, the biggest thing is your attention and your intention. This is what makes something that's potentially a normal chore or a task into a ritual or into a ceremony. It's your attention, so your focused attention, dedicated time, contemplation, mind power. Give it your attention and fill it full of a clear intention, or multiple. This is our currency, both in the mundane world and in the energetic one. When you look at social media, for example, every corporation, every influencer, every individual person and or brand is vying for your attention, because your attention is your energy. Where your attention is, your energy flows, and the same goes for your intention. For me, intention feels like taking my attention and my awareness and combining them. So now I have an aware attention. An aware attention? I gotta stop saying attention and intention so much because I'm gonna start getting them amalgamated. These are the two pivotal points that I want you to hold in the forefront of your mind when you are creating some sort of ritual or ceremony for self-love. Now, my 10 ideas, my 10 springboards or rabbit holes that you can potentially go down and create, cultivate, take from, and amalgamate your own ritual for self-love are as followed. The first one is to create a self-love altar. Set up a space in your room, in your home. You can even put an altar in a shoebox. You could open up a page of your journal and paint an altar and use that as your altar. But set up an altar, an intentional space dedicated to loving yourself. I like to include things that make me happy and joyful, so when I sit at that altar, that is the energetics that I am bathing in, so then I can then send that to myself. It's a little bit of sympathetic magic, as it were, because you are using things to symbolize yourself. So whether you have photos of yourself, or if you have a mirror for eye gazing on this altar, or trophies from when you were a kid, or little pieces of your own artwork, whatever it is that makes you feel those warm, kind, tender, loving feelings towards yourself, put it on this altar and visit this altar frequently when you want to pour love into yourself, so that in those days and in those moments when you're feeling low on the self-compassion and when you're having a tough go of it, you can go to this altar and it will in turn feed you. It will bring and have all of those energetics and stored emotions of love and kindness and compassion that you have put into that altar. It will give it all back to you. It becomes a safe harbor for self-love. It is a powerful practice, and I highly recommend that you play around with it. My second self-love ritual or intentional time spent loving yourself recommendation would be self-massage. So I don't mean this per se sexually. However, you could go that direction with it as well. I usually do this after I have exercised or done yoga or gone on a hike, and I want to nurture my own body. A lot of the time we turn to our loved ones or a massage therapist or our partners to physically touch and love and support our body. But we've got hands. We can touch our own feet. We can rub our feet when we're sore. We can use our hands to channel in love, kindness, compassion, and nurturing energy into different parts of our body, whether that's a really sore knee or a stiff big toe. Send yourself some love in this physical container that holds you and moves you through your everyday life with your hands. A lot of these prompts are just romanticizing your life, and this third one heavily falls into that category. Write yourself a love letter, and I am talking about laying on that, just lay it on thick. That little poet inside of you can come out and can come play with all of the lovely, lavish language that you can bestow upon yourself. I'm talking physical attributes. Look how beautiful my own eyes are. Look at my hair. Look at my lovely hands. Those knees are of the gods. But take it deeper than that. Look at your achievements. Look at the things that you would not have made it to where you are now without, and write a really powerful, intentional, and meaningful love letter to yourself. You can burn it afterwards, you can hide it, you don't have to ever read it again, but putting those words on paper and pouring into yourself in that regard is such a powerful thing to do. This fourth one, I hesitated to put it on the list because it is so over talked about, the whole concept of positive affirmations. If I'm being entirely honest, I don't like positive affirmations. I don't like sitting in front of the mirror and being like, girl, you got a cute fucking chin. I don't know why I felt the need to swear there. That's not it for me. It's not like, ooh, I love my stomach, I love my stomach, I love my stomach, because that doesn't work. For me and my understanding of the way affirmations and rewiring our neurons and our brains, saying you love something that you don't love will not make you love it. When I'm talking affirmations, I'm talking about real, believable statements that you could possibly see yourself actually believing. So instead of saying, wow, I love my body. And if you don't love your body, your system knows that. You know that you're lying to yourself, and that does nothing but to emphasize the fact that you don't love your body. All that does is reinforce, wow, I love my body is a lie, and that means I don't love my body. That's all that's doing in your mind, at least in my opinion. So when I say affirmations and speaking affirmations to yourself, what I mean is, I'm happy I have a body. I'm happy that my body lets me play outside. I am so grateful for the lovely feet that I have on my body. I am so grateful that I have strong legs. That's what I mean by a positive affirmation, because it's believable, because you are happy to have a body, hopefully, or if you aren't, unpack that. What I'm saying is affirming yourself in realistic, believable ways, that can do something for you. Acknowledging parts of you that you do love, or that you are grateful for, or that you care about, that can be powerful. I'm not talking about sitting there and saying, I have the best hair, or I am so confident, when you're not. You're not stupid. Your mind's not stupid. Your heart's not stupid. Your system knows that that's a lie, and it just emphasizes that you're not where you want to be. What I will say, and what I have experienced power in, is acknowledging the little steps and affirming myself in the little ways. And it adds this level of gentleness in that relationship that I think has been really potent. Number 5, darlings, take yourself on a dang date night or a date day. Make it a whole day. Make it a date weekend. But make and take yourself on a solo date. You don't have to leave your house. You can do this at home. But I'm talking like intentionally structure this just like it was a date with someone that you're interested in, or maybe a really good friend. Are you gonna go to a coffee shop, buy yourself a nice drink? Are you gonna dress up? What kind of hairdo are you gonna have? Are you gonna wear a hat? Talk about intentional clothing choices and destinations and activities. What are you gonna do after your date? Date yourself. Go somewhere for a delicious meal, somewhere that you've always wanted to go, and go by yourself. This can be challenging and uncomfortable because maybe we're not good at doing stuff on our own, but it can be really fun when you value yourself the same way you would value someone else that you're interested in. And I don't just mean interested, I mean excited about. Remember that time where your heart just lit up to see one of your friends, or maybe a potential romantic prospect? The purpose of this date is to feel that about yourself. You are trying to show up and put your best foot forward for someone who is of value to you, which is yourself. So treat yourself. Go on that date, go to the movies, walk on the beach, go on a romantic picnic, and feed yourself that love, that goodness. The next ritual, ceremony, or intentional activity that I urge you and encourage you to do would be to spend time in nature. This is such an important part, I believe, of health. Whether that is mental health, physical health, spiritual health, spending time in nature is pivotal to being human. So much so that I did an entire video in Self-Love September just about being in nature, and I will link to it wherever, somewhere. Setting some time aside to go and be in nature allows you to just exist, because nature has no expectations of you. If you are in the forest and no one is around, nature is not asking you to be more polite, more quiet, or louder. It's not telling you that you gotta be more confident and you gotta do this and X, Y, and Z in order to be allowed to exist here. Spending time in nature is powerful because it's just you. It's you and the forest or the beach or the mountain range. It's just you, and you get to exist and be free and flow and give yourself full permission to commune with the divine in nature. Create a vision board. Now I know what you're thinking. Vision boards, Melanie, how manifestation, law of attraction of you. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about a board that visually represents everything that you are stoked about yourself. I'm talking right now, not something way down the road, something that you have to achieve or set goals to get to. I'm talking a celebratory vision board about all of the goodness that you are in this moment right now. And every single time you look at that board, you can remind yourself and see the beauty that is in you, the skills that you have, the smarts that you have, the peculiar talents or interesting passions. Fill this board up with images of hobbies, of projects, of places you've traveled, things you've seen, the little snapshots of your entire complicated, huge human life thus far, and imbue it with all of the celebratory feelings you have towards yourself. How lucky we are to be alive. How lucky you are to have these skills, and privileged and beautiful and blessed to engage and interface with this 3D world. Fill that board up with everything you love about yourself, about your life. Make it a artistic testament to all that is glorious that you've ever experienced, and pull on it when you need it. Now, for our gorgeous, glamorous gremlins that are in us all, practice some self-care. Now, I'm talking spa day. We can do a bath, we can do a pedicure, manicure, hair treatment, get a facial. Whatever it is that makes you feel nurtured in your own skin, maybe that's just a really hot shower with a good old cup of tea, maybe it's a beer in the shower. It does not really matter. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it is your attention and your intention. So make your random self-care, mundane moments of brushing your teeth or having a bath or taking a shower and turn it into something that would feed that glamorous gremlin inside of you. Get a deliciously soft bathrobe. Lay in luscious silk. Do what you gotta do to nurture your glamour gremlin inside. Practice self-love through meditation. We've talked a lot in this Self-Love September journey about contemplation, but meditation is when you sit down and you're intentionally clearing your mind or going on intentional kind of hypnotherapy, vision journeys, or spending time in that mind castle we have. So when you're doing these intentional meditations, you can sit with self-love concepts, nurturing ourselves, caring for ourselves, having compassion for ourselves. And it's a really powerful thing to do and see what comes up. Take a look and listen to that inner landscape. How is our mind responding to ourselves? How are we treating ourselves? What language are we using? Using this meditative time allows us to observe ourselves and to love what we are observing. This is the practice. This is no matter how harsh we've been or how judgmental we've been, can we sit there, breathe through it, and love ourselves regardless. Loving yourself through meditation is hard because our minds can be critical and we have been programmed and infused with different beliefs and ideologies for our entire lives. But if we can get to a point when we're in meditation where we can view those thoughts or those beliefs as passing clouds and instill a sense of love, okayness, belonging, and trust within ourselves, that leaks out into your life in beautifully incredible, mind-blowing, unimaginable, life-altering, just juicy ways. My last suggestion for a self-love ritual or ceremony, and probably one of my most utilized and personal favorites, would be a solid dance party. Music is powerful. Our bodies and our movement is powerful. And I don't know of anything that anchors in a joy frequency quite like dancing completely ridiculously to your favorite song, to a banging playlist, and just letting it out. Expressing through movement, moving energy and emotion gets us into our body and gets us in that state of play. And I don't know what is more self-loving than taking the time to enjoy your life and yourself and your body. That is self-loving, to just enjoy being alive. So let yourself dance like a frickin' freak and let yourself play to the music. I hope that some of these prompts are fun for you and inspire you to take them and create your own intentional self-love rituals or ceremonies. Working with and using our attention and intention is incredibly powerful, especially when it is geared towards loving ourselves. This is some of the most generous work I have ever done, because when you invest time, attention, and intention into yourself, you are filling your own cup. And from that point on, you are co-creating a way more beautiful world based in kindness and compassion and love. So make sure that you have the attention and intention to care for yourself. Whether this is in September or in the seasons to come, try to create a intentional time to care for yourself, whatever that looks like. This is our last prompt video for Self-Love September, and I'm a little sad. If you guys haven't checked out the other videos, we touch on child work for our inner child with some creative artistic expression. There are prompts to understand yourself better, to look deeper into those little crevices of our heart. By all means, take a look at the Self-Love September playlist. It's all in there for you to sift through and take what you would like. I will be back here very shortly with another video. In the meantime, may the force be with you. Bye-bye for now.